am so excited to show you how to recreate this look. I used the Kylie Royal Peach palette, and I have to say that I love all the shades that are in here. I do have one concern, and it's with the brush. Just being cruelty-free, I'm not 100% sure if it is cruelty-free. I've looked it up online and I don't know what kind of bristles these are, but that's like the one thing. I did use the brush just to see how it applied, but overall I love the palette. It's awesome. So yeah, let's get started with the tutorial.
So using the brush from the palette and dipping it into the shade Sandy, I'm going to apply this directly onto my crease with a back and forth motion. You want to build this color up until you get the ideal transition shade. Now I'm going to go into the shade Cinnamon and apply this directly below the transition shade. This is going to help all of the shades lock in and make sure that they're well blended. Now using a flat shader brush, I'm going to apply the shade Royal onto my lid, and as you can see, it doesn't look like it's picking up that much product, so I'm going to go ahead and wet my brush in a little bit to make sure that I get the most pigment out of this shade. I'm going to go back in with the brush from the palette, and I'm just going to blend out those edges. You can see that the pigment kind of fades away, but we're going to fix that in a little bit. Now I'm going to go into the Tartelette and Bloom palette and use the shade Dreamer. I am going to apply this shade only to the outer corner of my eye. This is going to ensure that all of the colors blend together and it doesn't look harsh. Now using my NYX liquid liner, I'm going to create a dramatic cat eye. And I'm going to go in with my NARS pencil, and I'm going to tightline my upper waterline. You can use any color, not any color, but any black liner that you may have. So now that my eyeliner is finished, I want to just use the same brush I've been using and blend out all of the colors just to make sure that everything is blended seamlessly. And after that, you can apply any lashes that you like. I'm using the Allure Glamour lashes, and you can see I'm just fixing them right there. So I'm going to be using the Benefit Porefessional as a primer, as well as Smashbox Water Primer, which is my favorite, and that's what I'm doing right here, applying it. After that, I'm going to go in with the Naked Skin by Urban Decay foundation, and I'm in the shade 4.0. I'm going to apply that using my Beauty Blender, which is my favorite. So for my concealer, I'm using the NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer in the shade Custard, and I'm applying it directly below my eyes, on the bridge of my nose, my forehead, and on some of my problem areas. And I'm going to blend this out with my Beauty Blender. Once it's all blended, I go back to my face and I am going to contour with my NYX Wonder Stick in the shade medium, and I am going to go back over this with a powder a little later. So now that I've drawn all over my face, I'm going to blend it all out with my beauty blender. Now that all the cream, contour, and highlighting is done, I'm going to go into my Mercier powder, and I'm going to apply this on the bridge of my nose, directly under my eyes. And I don't like to let it bake, like I've said before. I feel like it makes me look very, very cakey, so I literally brush it off immediately. Now to set the contour, I'm going to go into my Showstopper palette, and I'm going to use the shade Park Ave Princess, and it's perfect because it's not too warm. It's kind of cool tone, so it works perfect for my skin tone. Now for blush, I'm going to be using the Morphe 9N palette, using those two shades, and I'm being quite generous with the amount of product that I'm applying on my cheeks, just because blush is basically the first product to wear off of your face throughout the day, so I like to be quite generous. Now for my highlight, I'm going to go into an oldie but a goodie. I'm going to be using the Becca Champagne Pop Highlighter, and I love it. It's perfect. I'm going to apply that on the bridge of my nose, my cupid's bow, as well as the high points of my cheeks. Now going back to the eyes using a pencil brush, I'm going to smudge on my lower lash line the shade Sandy, and in the middle of my eye, my lower lash line, I'm going to apply Royal. Now for my lips, I'm going to go in with the Kylie Cosmetics lip liner in the shade Kristen, and then I'm going to fill them in with the Dose of Color shade in Truffle. I love this shade Truffle because it is like a very cute pink, but when I mix it with this lip liner, it gives it like a very nude gradient effect.
Alright guys, I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and if you do decide to recreate this royal blue smoky eye, please hashtag Umadi's World. I'd really appreciate that, and I'd love to see what you create. If you loved this video or enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, click the subscribe button down below. I hope you've enjoyed it. Have a good week. Peace.